What if your urge to share is quietly sabotaging your peace and power? The ancient Stoics held a secret, one that turns our modern obsession with transparency on its head. They argued that true strength isn't forged in the spotlight, but in the quiet chambers of a guarded mind. In the next few minutes, we'll explore the 4 parts of your life they insisted you must protect, with the final one redefining what it truly means to be good. First, a question for you. Who truly has a key to your inner world? Is it discipline that holds the lock or distraction? Philosopher King Marcus Aurelius reflected that our spirit takes on the hue of its contemplations. When you broadcast those thoughts carelessly, you allow the world's noise to dilute your true color. Epictetus taught that freedom starts with commanding your compulsions, especially the compulsion to speak. I once confused constant sharing with being genuine. I thought hiding nothing made me strong. In reality, it made me fragile, easily swayed by every outside reaction. I was mistaking dilution for depth. The Stoic masters would have recognized this error. They knew that silence isn't emptiness, it is potency held in reserve. So, what are these 4 sacred territories we must fence off? Guarding them isn't about secrecy, but about sovereignty. 1. Your most profound ambitions. Announcing a dream too soon invites the universe to meddle with it. There's a neurological trick at play here. Sharing a goal can give your brain a premature reward, siphoning off the vital energy you need to pursue it. I learned this through a cherished creative endeavor. The moment I voiced it to my circle, their well-meaning excitement became a subtle pressure. I began working for their anticipation, not my own vision. The pure drive I felt in solitude slowly evaporated. The project stalled. The Stoics implored us to embody our philosophy, not debate it. The same applies to your aims. Let your results roar while your plans stay a whisper. Keep your objectives close like seeds buried in fertile soil. They need darkness and quiet to germinate. Try this for the next moon cycle. Commit your aspirations to a private journal. Read them at sunrise, but speak of them to no one. Watch as your silent focus transforms into tangible motion. Action speaks in a language announcements can never learn. 2. Your private battles and vulnerabilities. Suffering is part of the human contract. Wisdom is found not in the pain itself, but in how we alchemize it. The Stoics didn't ignore their hardships, they used them as the raw material for forging resilience. There was a period where my own foundations seemed to crack. In seeking solace by repeatedly explaining my struggles, I accidentally made them more real, more permanent. Each retelling was like rehearsing a failure. Epictetus advised to wear your principles, not explain them. Healing is an action, not a conversation. While catharsis has its place, broadcasting your wounds can drain the very resilience required to mend them. Identify 1 or 2 truly trusted allies, mentors or friends who offer a sanctuary for your truth. Share openly there, then close the circle. Return to silence. Reflection builds strength. Repetition breeds weakness. Marcus Aurelius composed his Meditations for an audience of 1 himself. Those private pages, never meant for our eyes, became a monumental guide. Your fortitude may also begin in the quiet of pages no one else will see. 3. The sacred details of your personal world. In an age of compulsive exhibition, choosing what to conceal is an act of profound power. The Stoics revered this, understanding that over-explanation cheapens what is most precious. I grasped this through loss. By airing the intimate complexities of a relationship, I turned a private bond into public commentary. The unique truth between 2 people got lost in a chorus of outsider opinions. What needed gentle understanding became a tangled spectacle. Seneca counseled us to retreat into our own inner citadel. He wasn't promoting loneliness, but lordship over your own narrative. Clarity blooms in that quiet, central space. Here is a practice. Before revealing a personal detail, institute a day-long pause. Ask yourself, is this sharing meant to foster genuine connection or to manufacture an image? If it's the latter, let it pass. True connection emerges from calm, not anxiety. Think of your private life as a delicate ecosystem. Too much exposure scorches it, too little stifles it. The balance is a gentle, protected warmth. Not every observer wishes you well. Protect your inner sanctum. In guarded silence, the deepest bonds can take root. 4. Your acts of kindness and moral excellence. This is the guardian most forget. In a time where goodness often seeks a hashtag, the Stoics proclaimed that virtue requires no audience. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that a right action, once completed, should seek nothing more. The deed itself is the entire reward. When you chase acknowledgement for your kindness, the virtue leaks out of it. It becomes theater. I recall assisting someone in need, an act that felt instinctively correct. Later, I felt the subtle pull to mention it, to be perceived as generous. That moment of awareness was sobering. My motive had shifted from compassion to credential seeking. Virtue done in shadow becomes part of your bone and breath. I made a quiet pact from then on. Perform one unseen act of goodness each week, an anonymous donation, a secret compliment, helping without leaving a trace. Purity of those moments, witnessed only by your own conscience, changes you from the inside. Try it. Feel the unparalleled liberty of doing good when no one is watching. That is integrity in its purest form. Seneca observed that real greatness has no need to proclaim itself. It simply exists. Silence purifies intention. When you refrain from speaking of your goodness, it embeds itself into your character. Virtue performed for applause is fleeting. Virtue cultivated for its own sake endures. By protecting what is private, you conserve your vital energy. Every word you don't utter is fuel saved for building, enduring, and becoming. The Stoics chose silence not from fear but from understanding. Speech should crown mastery, not pretend to be it. Let's crystallize this. Guard your ambitions until they are rooted in reality. Guard your struggles until they have crystallized into wisdom. Guard your personal world so it can flourish without outside judgment. Guard your good deeds so their moral essence remains undiluted. Each act of restraint honors your inner tranquility. Each boundary you erect creates fertile space within. Picture your mind as a sealed workshop. Inside are the tools of your highest self. Focus, patience, resolve. Every time you open the door prematurely, you let in drafts of distraction and doubt. But when you work inside with the door closed, what you build becomes unshakable. So tend to your inner workshop. Cherish your productive silence. Because peace, once scattered to the winds, is difficult to recollect. If you're committed to cultivating this unshakable calm, consider joining our community here at Mindshift Philosophy. Help others discover these principles by liking this video and subscribe to weave this wisdom into your daily practice. When you make philosophical insight a regular ritual, you don't just navigate life, you command it.